Welcome to the class of Social Science for class 8, Civics, chapter number 3, Why do we need a parliament? I repeat, why do we need a parliament? The contents of this presentation are introduction, Indian Parliament. In the Indian Parliament, we will discuss about the two houses of Parliament, role of Parliament, three categories of bill. Okay, now the three categories of the bill are the money bill, ordinary bill, and the constitutional bill. Now let's start with the introduction. You all know our country India is a very great and a big democratic country. Several religions, several customs and the traditional people are residing in India. So over here there are several states with 29 states with 7 union territories. It's really matter. Okay, and among them there are huge strong population which exists, including whatever the states, the countries which are being attached are the neighboring countries, okay, maintaining the coordination between them, that is also a great deal. So this in India, we are going to discuss that how did this democratic country used to function, okay, how did the government inside this country used to function. On 15th August 1947, you all know we all got independent, finally and fully independent from the East India Company. People joined struggle inspired by the idea of freedom, equality and the participation in decision making. Indians did not agree decisions that they took, okay. The Indians were totally did not agree whatever the decision being taken by the East India Company for the welfare of the society. So they wanted their own thing to do, okay. And for the own thing what they did, they started making a constitution. With the high pressure of Indian National Congress, British government allowed to discuss the budget and ask question. Okay, with this, the East India Company finally, on the pressure of the Indian National Congress, they all agreed to ask for the budget. Okay, discuss and set the budget for the country, and also ask a question from the governing party, that is the East India Company, that what actually they wanted to do with the country people. The Government of India Act 1909 allowed the indirect election to the Legislative Assembly. The national leaders were not satisfied with this because it was indirect elections. Okay, very rare the people were being allowed for going for the election. It was not, they were not accepting the policy of the universal enfranchisement. It means one man, one vote, and all the citizens have the right to vote. Take off the points, democracy, desire, approval and the participation of the people. There was actually, just because of this indirect policies, okay, indirect elections policies, they all the East India Company people, they took the points, they took the meaningful things, valuable things of democracy, desire also and approval and the participation of the all people for the elections. The individual give approval to the government through elections, okay. Only individual people, very rare people were giving their approval for the elections. Everyone was against the policy that there should be no indirect election inside the country. Each and every citizen should be get involved in the elections. Now let's discuss about Indian Parliament. Indian Parliament, which is said to be the very great parliament in the scenario. Why so? Because whatever the constitution norms has been made for the India is really a very wonderful task. Okay, because after analyzing and studying for the constitution of for about 13 to 16 countries, and finally the Indian Parliament, the constitution was made and done and implied inside the country. So it is a very rigid one. The parliament function is also not an easy task to perform. The parliament is being divided into two parts, that is said to be the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. This we are going to discuss in the next slides. Now, the question arises in the mind that what does parliament consist of. Parliament is said to be a building, or it has some partition inside that. Okay, what are the terms, what are the people who have been making the parliament actually? So for this question, let's have a look for the another slides. Parliament of India. The Parliament of India consists of the three major factors, that is said to be the President, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Okay, the President, who is said to be the head of the state, okay, and including that there are two assemblies which is said to be the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha are said to be the lower and the upper house subsequently, and President, who is said to be the major person or the main person or the head of the state, India. Now see in this slide, there are the two houses of the parliament. One is the Rajya Sabha and another one is said to be the Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha is actually the Sabha or the members of the cabinet ministers, the council of ministers which are being elected. Okay, they are being more experienced and from the cabinet ministers post. The Lok Sabha, we are having all the legislative assemblies members from all of the states are being the member or directly the member of the Lok Sabha. Okay, so in the Rajya Sabha it's very different and quite different from the Lok Sabha, as you have read about the legislative assembly and the legislative council of the states. Same here, the Lok Sabha is different from the Rajya Sabha. Now, look at the difference between the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Now, whatever the difference I'm going to show you, what you have to do, you have to paste the pictures for the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, and you have to write this difference inside your notebook. In the Lok Sabha is also said to be the lower house, okay, the house of the people. Maximum strength of the Lok Sabha should be 552. 530 members should be from the states, 20 members should be from the union territories, 2 members from Anglo-Indian community nominated by the president, presided by the speaker. Okay, the Lok Sabha meeting is being presided, taken up by the speaker. Members are elected for 5 years. Okay, the members of the Lok Sabha are elected for 5 years. So just you can see that in India we are having the elections after 5 years. Same like that, here we are having the same thing. The lower house, the members are being elected for 5 years. Now the Rajya Sabha. The upper house is said to be the Rajya Sabha, which is also said to be the Council of States. Permanent house, okay, it is a permanent house, and the Lok Sabha is said to be the house of people. Maximum strength is of 250 seats. 238 seats are selected by the states and the union territories, and 12 members are being nominated by the president. It is being presided by the chairman who is said to be the vice president. So Rajya Sabha meetings are being presided by the vice president of India, and Lok Sabha meeting is being presided by the speaker. Now in the Rajya Sabha, the members are elected for 6 years, same like as we have in the legislative council. The members are being nominated or elected for 6 years. After 6 years, they are going to get retirement from the political background or the political field. Now, what is actually the role of parliament? There is a pic of a most dominated prime minister, the most important prime minister of India. Okay, he is among those who really made this India proud in front of the whole nation, Mr. Narendra Modi. Okay, what is the role of the parliament now? The role of the parliament here we are having, the first role is to select the national government. Second role that the parliament plays, to control, guide and inform the government, and also the law making decision. Okay, so what are the three basic roles of the parliament? Number 1, to select the national government. Number 2, to control, guide and inform the government. Number 3 is said to be the lawmaking. Okay, now there is a huge difference between all these 3 norms and the rules and regulations, the role played by the parliament. Now here, without existing of the parliament or without the presence of the parliament, no decisions can be taken inside the government, inside this country. Okay, every decision whatever has been taken is only formulated whenever it has been discussed inside the parliament, and after that only the president used to assign that. Got the point? Now, so the role of the parliament is clear to you. Number one, to select the national government. Number two is the control, guide and inform the government. And number three is of the lawmaking. Now, to select the national government, the parliament consists, after the Lok Sabha election, list prepared 543 plus 2 members, elected members, there are 272 members to form a government. Okay, it means that after the election, there are usually 543. After that, 2 again are being added. Elected members, they all became to 272. Okay, they all mix, compromise together to form a government. Now, there is an opposition parties too. One is the ruling party, another one is said to be the opposition party. Right now in India, we are having the ruling party is said to be the BJP party, and the opposition party is said to be the Congress one. Now, with the opposition parties, selected executives are being selected. Okay, the prime minister is said to be the leader of the state or the leader of the government, the ruling party. He used to select the ministers, give them charge. Okay, charge. Now, charge is being given for different sectors, different fields which are being used or applied inside the country. Like for the example, education, health, finance. Okay, we can say for the industrial sector, or information and the broadcasting. So all these ministers are being given and appointed by the advice of the Prime Minister, and they are being given the charge. Now, coalition government. Coalition government is usually happens when none of the party wins the election, and on the basis of their votes, 2 or 3 parties, they make alliance together, okay, agreement sort of together with each other, okay, which they all are going to govern the nation, and but the coalition government used to remain for a very less period of time. It is not for 5 years at all. Okay, between for the 1 or the 2 months, another ruling party come into existence. Okay, this is actually the coalition government is. Now, Rajya Sabha. In the Rajya Sabha, usually a bill is required to pass. Okay, when a bill is being submitted in the Rajya Sabha, it is required to pass, and after the passing of that bill, it is become a law inside the country. Now, important rule over there is to reviewing, altering the law. Okay, altering the law over here means to do the amendments, modification inside the law if it is being required by the citizen or it is required by the country itself. So firstly, it is to select the national government. Okay, the national government used to perform several functions for the country. As you all know, presently the political party, the ruling political party BJP, is performing several functions for the benefit of the country. Here, Mr. Narendra Modi is said to be the head of the state. He is said to be the head of the ruling party, head of the government. Okay, he has appointed several cabinet ministers with him. They have been given charges on different fields of the life. Now, sometimes it had happened, previously only 1 or twice in the Indian history that happened that the coalition government has been formed. But usually, mostly has been seen the coalition form of government is been formed when the state elections are being held. Okay, now coming to the Rajya Sabha. In the Rajya Sabha, usually a bill is being passed. Okay, firstly it is presented, then it is passed. Okay, and then after that it becomes a law if they have accepted the bill. Now, important role over here is that for the government that they have to review and check and analyze every aspect and every work of the minister, whatever is going on, and they have to alter in the law also if it is required by the country. Now, the second one is to control, guide and inform the government. Generally, the first hour of a sitting of Lok Sabha is devoted to questions. That hour is called the question hour, where all the members used to sit together and they used to discuss on the problem or on the bill. Okay, or any other sector, whatever the problems they are facing by the, or what are the problems are being faced by the citizens at present scenario. MPs or the member of the parliament are free to ask the questions to the ministers of the government and to get information on public concern matters. Thus, you already know that we the people have the right to take back the feedback of the work, okay, and we take that feedback from the ministers in the form of asking the question during the question ask. Now, the opposition parties. What do actually opposition party used to do? Opposition party used to play a role with a healthy function, okay, used to have a keen eye on the work of the ruling government, okay, highlights the drawbacks if they have, highlights the mistakes if the ruling party has the policies or the programs if it is not going in a better form for the development of the country. Government gets a valuable feedback, obviously, where the people, the citizens are also active towards the function of the government, where the opposition party is also concerned what the ruling party is doing as to come in a form of or wanted to come in a ruling function or a ruling party. The government each and every takes the feedbacks and gets the feedbacks of their work, okay, which helps them to improve and do more better than the previous one. This way the parliament controls, guides and informs the government that what the modification you have been required, how you are going to do work, and what are the things being required to do the better performance for the actions, okay. This was being the to control, guide and inform the government. Now, the last role that the parliament used to do is the most important one, that is the law making. Now, the law making, how is actually being law making? In the first stage is the reading section, okay. They used to read the law, whatever they want for the people. Second, reading is being done on the discussion stage, okay. Firstly, it's simply an introduction stage where the minister used to read it, okay, this is the law which I am planning to do and this is actually the introduction of this bill, okay. For example, I am taking for the money bill, okay. Now, second reading, discussion stage. It comes after giving the whole introduction, they come for the second stage. Over there, I will be discussing about the money bill, whatever the things is being required here, what things can be wanted to be implemented or changed or amended, okay. Now, after the discussion is over, third reading comes, okay. The third reading, which consists of the voting stage, where all the members of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, they used to go and give the vote. Particular member used to give the vote, whether they are in the favor of this bill or not, okay. And finally, when the voting used to done, the voting stage is completed, and if it has been sent or it's been agreed by the parliament members, then the bill is being sent to the president for its assent, okay. For assent means over here for the signature, and finally putting a stamp of the president. Yes, now the president gives authority to get this law implemented inside the country. Now, who are the people in parliament? People, they are actually from the different backgrounds. They are not from any of the caste. You all know that India is a diverse land. India is following the constitution, the preamble, we have already know that it's a secular state. It's a state of having the policy of the fraternity, okay, equality and no discrimination should be applied. So here every people is being from the different fields, different aspects, different backgrounds, okay. Now all the seats in the MPs are being totally reserved. The MPs are elected over here. They also represent some of the members also represent the Dalit and the Adivasi, okay. Their seats are also being reserved over here. It's not that point that these Dalits or the Adivasis are being rejected from the parliament to become the member. Reservation for the women is also done 68 years ago, okay. 4% members are being from above the age of 60 years because having the experience in the political sector. MPs today are above 9%. Now, the parliament can introduce new law and change the old one. This is the right of the parliament they really have, okay. The law is first introduced in form of a bill. The law is actually first introduced in a form of a bill. A bill is a draft of a proposed law. Okay, this bill is actually a rough scenario of a law which is going to be implemented inside the country. It is not actually the rule. Okay, it is not actually the law, but it is a draft. As there for the constitution also, there was a drafting committee who, under the Bhimrao Ambedkar, they drafted the constitution, and after that they made it in a law form. Okay, made it a real constitution. After discussion, not before any discussion, nothing was being done inside the country. Same like here, the law is introduced in front of the members in form of a bill. Now, a bill is said to be a draft of a proposed law which the members are planning to imply inside the country. Now, there are three categories of bill. Number one is said to be the money bill. Number two, which is said to be the ordinary bill. And number three, which is said to be the constitutional bill. Okay, so we are having how many categories of bills? Three categories. Number one, money bill. Number two, ordinary bill. And number three is said to be the constitutional bill. Now let's introduce with the money bill. Okay, money bill. Are you able to see here the image of a lady? Okay, she is Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, who is our Finance Minister of India. Okay, introduced. Now, what is actually the money bill is? Introduced only in the Lok Sabha and only by ruling party. Okay, it has only been introduced in the Lok Sabha or by the ruling party. Lok Sabha is more powerful on the issue of money bill. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha has to certify it as a money bill. After 3 readings in the Lok Sabha, the bill is sent to the Rajya Sabha. I told you about three readings. First reading, it was said to be the introduction stage. Second reading, it was a discussion stage. And the third reading, it was a posting stage. So after the 3 readings, it is being sent into Rajya Sabha. Money bill cannot be introduced without directly send it to the Rajya Sabha. Okay, Lok Sabha agreement, the speaker is assent of the speaker is required over here. The members have to be involved in the money bill. Okay, after the 3 readings in the Lok Sabha, the money is sent to the Rajya Sabha, and the Rajya Sabha can only make suggestions. Now here, whatever the things being required or said by the Lok Sabha members that it should be implied inside the country, that rules that used to remain the same. It is not being implemented or changed at all, or it has not been said that okay, 10 rules are there. Among the 10 rules, Rajya Sabha members are saying omit the 5 rules. They cannot do so. All the 10 rules will be there. But if they want any modification or changes, they can apply or they can go for giving the suggestions. Okay, what actually happens? See, students, I tell you. In the Lok Sabha, the money bill is being discussed, okay, and after the discussion, voting was done, and after voting, the speaker sent that money bill to the Rajya Sabha. It means to the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, which is said to be the Vice President of India. Now, under the leadership of under the presidency of the Vice President of India, the Rajya Sabha members used to discuss on the same money bill. Okay, now they see. They just have a look at whatever the rules and the laws being required by the citizens of the country. Now over there they used to discuss all the matters, and if they want any sort of changes being required, they simply give their suggestions on the draft. Okay, after giving the suggestion on that draft, they send back again to the Lok Sabha, and again the money bill is being discussed over there, and finally, after the changes and the amendments or approving for the Rajya Sabha members' suggestions, the drafting again is being done. Again the 3 stages are being done: introduced, discussion and the voting, and after that it is again sent into Rajya Sabha. And the second time in the Rajya Sabha, they again evaluate everything, and if they agree, after that they forward this thing. The Vice President used to forward that money bill to the President assent, okay, to putting on the giving in the consent with the President, and the President used to sign that, and thus the money bill used to pass inside the country. This is actually the whole procedure of the money bill. Next is said to be the ordinary bill. Now what is ordinary bill? Any member may introduce. This is said to be the ordinary bill. They can introduce either in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha. So there is no any compromise over there that first we have to introduce in the Lok Sabha, then in the Rajya Sabha. No, it's not mandatory. It can be introduced in any of the Sabha. Once the bill is passed in one house, after their readings, it goes to the other house. If it has been introduced in Rajya Sabha, it can go forward back to the Lok Sabha, and if it's introduced to the Lok Sabha, it can go further to the Rajya Sabha. If the second house wants to change the bill, it may send to the house where it originated. Okay. Same like as a money bill, if they want to change it, if they want to implement it, it can be done very easy. But from the place where it was being introduced, it was being again sent it back there to rediscuss on the points, whatever the changes they require for the same. Now, if any of the house rejects, okay, or refuses to make the changes, if whatever, just imagine in the Lok Sabha any bill is being discussed. Just I am taking an example for the women's bill, okay, for giving the reservation to the women's. Now here the women bill was being introduced in Lok Sabha. After the Lok Sabha it is implemented, it get forward to the Rajya Sabha. Now in the Rajya Sabha, they all tried to make some changes inside that. Okay, reservation policy from the 50%, 60% they wanted to make it to 30 or only 40%. Now it was been again sent it back to the Lok Sabha for the rediscussion. Okay, now here again as a rediscussion was being done, is going on. The Lok Sabha members rejected to fulfill it. Okay, they rejected to change it at all. They want that yes, 60% reservation should be there for the women's. Now, after this incident, a 6-month deadlock started creating, okay? And when it's created, then at that time, the president used to call both the members of the parliament, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, and with the coordination of all, they used to discuss, he or she used to discuss this problem, this women bill. It will be discussed in them, and after discussion, the bill will be passed, not like this, okay? Then again it go back to the president, and the president, as said, the president's sign is being implied on it, and thus it becomes a law inside the country. And this law is actually known as an act. This law is also actually known as an act inside the country or as per the constitutional norms. Now, the last form of the bill is said to be the constitutional bill. Now, what is actually the constitutional bill? This bill is used to the constitutional amendment. If the members of the Rajya Sabha or the Lok Sabha or the people of the country want to change any laws, okay, it's not been appropriate now or not worthy enough, okay, and if they want some changes as per the judgments done by the Supreme Court also, so over there they used to have to pass the constitutional bill, okay. Now the constitutional bill can be introduced either in any of the parliament, Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. Now one thing, make sure student, in the constitutional bill, the participation of the Chief Justice of India, the participation of all the judges from the Supreme Court and the High Court is mandatory. Okay, here these people are, all the legal authority people are being indulged in this constitutional bill because they have to check whether these norms are as per the constitutional norms or not, or do these reasons or do these steps are going to be held for the country or not. As I have told you all, for the property inheritance law. What was that? In the property inheritance law, actually it was a bill which it's a norm over there in the constitution which was related to the son. Okay, previously after the death of the father, the son used to inherit the property. Okay, after some time it was being realized and the change occurred that the women, the wife of the husband, is also totally dependent on the husband. Okay, and so the wife should also get the equal share of the husband's property. Now after this, now 2005 again a rule came that the daughter is also equal to a son. So all these three, the wife, the son and the daughter, are going to get the property. Now what is actually this? This was a constitutional amendment. This was a constitutional amendment. So constitutional amendment can be introduced either in the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. Now let's come to just to read and understand some terms which came in the presentation, okay, in form of a glossary. First word is approval. To give one's consent and to be favorable towards something. In the context of this chapter, it refers to both the formal consent through elected representatives, okay, as we are told that the bill should be approved, okay, approval should be there of the bill from the Lok Sabha first, especially related to the money bill, okay. So over there, every person should be in favor of that bill after the voting. That the parliament as well as the fact that is need to continue to enjoy people's trust, okay. Coalition, the temporary alliance or groups of parties. Now this is the coalition, it is a sort of a temporary agreement, okay. In this chapter it refers to an alliance formed by the political parties after election when no party has been able to get adequate seats to form clear majority up in the elections. Now the last word, that is said to be the unresolved. Now unresolved over here means situations in which there is no easy solutions to the problem, okay. And when such things happen, the president altogether calls all the members of both the Sabha, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, discuss on the problem, and they finally find out the solution of the problem which occurred. Now I hope that why do we need a parliament, what is the role of the parliament, and what are the impact of the parliament work on the citizens is clear to you all. Read the chapter properly and presently just may do an activity at your home. And what actually the activity? As you have seen so many, you have studied about so many things in your related to the government, so many news comes, okay. Just write down 5 things or the 5 points which you think that the ruling party, the ruling BJP government party or the opposition party should modify or change, okay. They are the 5 any basic needs which is being required by the citizens of the country and which you think it should go for the further discussions in the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. Just write those points inside your notebook with the reasons why have you just took that point, okay. For example, I am taking the job opportunity should be more enough for the people. Now why I had taken this point, okay, for the opportunity for the employment sector, why I need this, you have to write the basic reason with the point that why you want that law to be passed inside the country. Till then, have a great day ahead. Thank you for watching this video.